Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Mac and Talk episode 80 for Tuesday, April 28th, 2026. I am your facilitator, Chanelle Allen. Mac and Talk is a Q&A conference call. Whether you are considering the purchase of a Mac, or maybe you have a Mac and are trying to use it but need some encouragement and tips, or maybe you're a longtime user with a question or comments about an app or feature. For whatever reason, I am glad that you are joining us tonight or later on via the podcast recording. And before we get to your questions and our Mac discussion, which is the best part of the call, let's go over some iBug announcements. You can find us on the web at ibugtoday.org. There, you may learn more about us, who we are, what we do. You can also go to the membership link and register. By registering, you will receive announcements of our upcoming events, usually about a few days to a week in advance. You'll also find links for Mac and Talk, so you can learn more about the Mac and Talk and about the Mac training program, as well as archives of all of our previous workshop recordings. If you like to listen to things on YouTube, though, or podcasts, we've got you covered there. On YouTube, just search for iBug Today. You'll find our channel, and it's organized into playlists. And our most recent iBug Mac training class has been updated, or has been uploaded to YouTube, and is probably being uploaded continually as we do some more lessons. So feel free to check that out. It is up-to-date content now, and the YouTube channel is organized in playlists. If you have a smart speaker, preferred smart speaker, or favorite podcast app, you can also just ask for the names of our regular calls, which are podcasts, iBug Buzz, iBug Mac and Talk, iBug Apple Workshop, and iBug Cafe. And those are just some of what we have going on during the month. I'll let you know the happenings for this week. On Friday, we have iBug Night at the Virtual Movies, and that always begins at 7 p.m. with frivolity and fun and socializing, and the movie starts at 8. This week's feature is The Perks of Being a Wallflower. I hope I didn't butcher that too much. It's from 2012, and it's PG-13. And then there's a discussion following. On Saturday night, we have iBug's Life. I love the title. Oops, did I do that? I'm saying that all the time, but just little mistakes that we make and things that might have been embarrassing at the time, but that will be facilitated by Kathy Shelton, and that is from 7 to 9 p.m. Central. We always have iBug Buzz on Monday night from 7 to 9 p.m. Central. I guess I should, all of our times are central, and you come to Mac and Talk, so you can also get into all the other things with the same Zoom link and same meeting ID. And we are still doing our iBug $500 raffle, where you can purchase one ticket for $10 or 6 tickets for $50 and get entered into a chance to win a $500 certificate to Amazon, Google, Apple, maybe it's, I think those are the 3. And this is to commemorate our 15 years of iBug. I can't believe we've reached 15 years. iBug is a nonprofit organization, and so from time to time we like to do these things to raise money. And that is all of the announcements I can think of for the moment. Now we'll go around and do introductions, say who you are and where you're calling from, and if this is your first time joining us for Mac and Talk. I'm Chanelle. I live in Houston.
I'm Michael.
Oh, go ahead, Michael.
I'm Michael in Cambridge, Ontario, Canada.
Welcome, Michael. And we do not do raised hands here, just so people know. All right. Thank you. Glad to have you.
In Houston.
Hi, Herbie.
This is Donald, Oklahoma City.
All right. I heard Pete, I think, and I heard Donald. Welcome.
Hi, my name is Carolyn. I live in Virginia, and I'm one of the class members of the MAC program.
Yeah, I am too.
Yep, great. Glad to have you both.
And this is Debbie Gabe, and I'm one of Carolyn's friends.
All right. And this is your first time joining us for Mac and Talk?
Yeah, and I live in Kailua, Hawaii.
All right. Welcome, Debbie.
Thank you.
Malaysia.
Welcome, Eli. Glad to have you.
Robert in Chandler, Arizona.
Welcome, Robert.
This is David from Arkansas.
Welcome, David.
Judy in Connecticut.
Hi, Judy. Glad to have you.
Donna from North Carolina.
Hi, Donna. Glad to have you.
Yeah. This is Gigi. This is Gigi in Houston.
Welcome, Gigi. Glad you're here too.
Hi,
Robert,
Chanelle.
College Station.
Welcome, Robert.
Michelle, Texas.
Welcome, Michelle.
Ilana in Massachusetts.
Welcome, Milana. Glad you're here too.
John,
Tiffany.
BC, Canada.
Welcome, John. And did I hear Tiffany?
Yes, South Carolina.
Okay. Glad you're here too.
Hello, everyone. I'm Giza from Canada. Hi.
Hi, Giza. Welcome back.
Thank you. Hello, Chanelle. Hi.
Hi.
I'm audible.
I'm sorry?
I'm from India.
Oh, Bhuvan, welcome. All right. Okay, well, if anyone did not have a chance to say hello or still wants to, that's fine, but you're welcome to ask a question at any time. You don't have to introduce yourself to ask a question. Well, we do ask people to say their name and then wait to be acknowledged. But anyway, I'd like to find out how, let's see, Michelle, is this your first time joining us for Mac and Talk?
I had to unmute, sorry.
That's okay.
Yes, it is.
Welcome. And how did you hear about iBug?
Through one of your other platforms.
All right. Great. And do you have a Mac?
Yes, I do.
Awesome.
I have the Mac Mini.
Okay.
So, yeah. And this is something totally new for me. And I'm ready to learn.
Awesome. Great. Well, feel free to ask any questions you might have, and we'll do our best to answer.
Thank you.
And Debbie, I believe is this your first time joining an iBug call as well?
Yes.
Okay.
And I heard about it from an email, and I said yes in answer to every question on the email. And I'm one of those thousands of people who bought recently a Mac Neo.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Those are really popular. Well, we're glad to have you.
Thank you.
All right. So now that we're ready to move on to questions. Would anyone like to ask the first question
This is
tonight?
Donald.
Yeah, go ahead,
This is
Donald.
I had a question about drives, getting a thumb drive or any kind of drive for my Mac. I know that a lot of people have like thumb drives or in general, and I was wondering in general what to look for because I don't know what to look for drives or any of that sort.
All right.
This is Herbie.
Yeah, go ahead, Herbie.
So first of all, Donald, what type of Mac do you have?
I have a MacBook Air.
All right, and does it have USB-A ports at all?
Yeah, it's got the charging the port for the internet and the port for it's got two. It's got one there on the left. It's got one for the internet.
Well, that's Ethernet. Yeah. That's not USB-C. USB-A.
I don't know. I don't know if it does or not. How do you
Then
know if it
probably
does?
just to play it safe, I would look for thumb drives that have a USB-C connection.
Okay.
And other than that, there's nothing to really look for. But that would be the big thing, because I don't know that
This
you
is
have
Pete.
the option of USB-A. Yes, go ahead,
Yeah,
Pete.
go ahead, Pete.
I was just curious what you think you might need it for, Donald.
Mostly saving stuff, saving files.
Yeah, because
What type
one
of
thought-
files?
yeah, one thought would
MP3s, music.
Okay,
go ahead.
you also might want to think about backing up your hard drive as well.
All right.
Which would probably be more along the lines of a hard drive, USB hard drive, yeah.
All right.
And generally at least as large or maybe even double the size of your hard drive. Do you know how large your hard drive is? It a new MacBook Air?
Yeah, it's pretty new. It's the basic model.
Okay, maybe 256.
Yeah, 256, I think.
Gigabyte SSD drive, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know, Herbie, what size hard drive to back up.
Well,
maybe
do they
a
make thumb
terabyte?
drive? Do they differentiate? I don't think they differ. I mean, because he's just talking about a thumb drive. So
Yeah.
So this is just the tiny ones, not the full actual hard drive. I don't know if they differentiate with SSD or not with the thumb drives.
Yeah.
But
if I wanted to go look for a hard drive, though, if I wanted to look for a USB hard drive, what would I be looking for? Same thing? Same.
This is Herbie.
Yep, go ahead, Herbie.
I will just, it doesn't matter. I will tell you my experiences, though. I have an older Samsung digital hard drive that's 2 terabytes. And that thing works like a charm. It's instantly responsive. I didn't have to reformat it or anything like that. But I also got a Seagate 6 terabyte drive, and that one takes longer to, granted it's a lot bigger, and it's a different brand, but it does take longer to process folders, to open things like that. So that's what I don't like. And I did have to format it to a different format so the Mac could read it. So that's been my experience with external drives.
Herbie,
That's my name.
this is Carolyn.
Go ahead, Carolyn.
What was the name of the first one you said before the Seagate?
It was a Samsung. Samsung. Got it back in 2016, actually. Wow, yeah, it's 10 years old now, but
okay.
I still like it, and it doesn't have the pins. It's a straight USB connection, so it means things don't break on it, like my newer Samsung Seagate drive. So,
I like the fact that you didn't have to format it. That's why I was curious.
So did I.
Thank you.
I also like the fact that it doesn't make a whirring sound, but of course it's only 2 terabytes, so it's not as heavy duty. So yes, go ahead.
Yes, Pete?
I guess you can get drives now that are already formatted. You can just search for SSD hard drive for Mac, or if you don't want an SSD, but I would recommend an SSD. They're, like Herbie said, they're not going to be whirring, and they're probably going to be a lot faster to back up your data. But I think I've heard that twice the size of your hard drive on board hard drive is probably a good size to get. That way you can back up all of what your hard drive might be holding if it's full, and for 2 successive backups.
Definitely.
Depends on what kind of money you want to spend as well.
But thumb drives are good when you need portability.
Right.
And this is Chanelle. I'll just chime in. Some of us just use, and that's an expense, but since I'm constantly just doing everything out of Dropbox, that is my backup. And so I don't worry too much about external, but I don't have a ton of music like Herbie does. And I don't have, everybody varies on what they need, but yeah, I'm sure that's a good idea to get
both
twice
come
the
in
size of what you
handy
need.
because the nice thing about Dropbox is it's always there. It's always in the cloud or iCloud Drive. Drive is useful though, say if you're restoring your computer and you need instant access to things, Drive is especially good for that. So you have options, and I like having options.
That's what I like about Mac is that it's Donald. That's what I like about the Mac is that it's all Apple integrated with Apple stuff. So I don't have to go on the internet looking for it. I could just go on the cloud and find it, and that's it. It's good.
Yep, same with, so I'm going to let Mike speak. He was trying to say something, so go ahead, Mike.
Just a little addition to all of that. I have a newer Mac Mini, and it has only the USB-Cs on it. And my old docking, whatever, where I put the drive into, connects to the computer using a USB-A. So I'm assuming that your Mac, I think you said, is new. And if it is, it probably only has USB-C. If you do happen to get a thumb drive or a drive that uses USB-A, which is bigger, it's the old style USB. I have adapters that I bought. You probably buy them anywhere, but I think I ordered mine from Apple, directly from Apple. So I have 3 or 4 because I have various things that I need a USB-A for. So if you do get stuck with the USB-A, it's not the end of the world. You can buy an adapter and flip it over if you want to.
This is
or
Herbie.
a hub. Yeah, go ahead, Herbie.
So in the case of my Seagate drive, I actually just purchased a new adapter cord, and it's versatile. It's both USB-A and USB-C, so I'm just dealing with one cord, no special adapters or anything like that. So
Oh, it's like a Y cord, a split cord?
no, it's a regular cord, but what they do is when you look at the cord, originally it'll look like a USB-A cord, but you can take the USB-A part off. It's like on a little hinge.
Okay, a little adapter type thing.
A little adapter, and then inside is the USB-C one. So you're just dealing with one cord instead of extra special adapters or anything like that. So
Right. Yeah.
All right.
Also, just one last thing. I have to be fair to the dark side. I mean, Windows. You can back things up in the cloud with that too. And I'll tell you this much: because I use Dropbox going back to the Windows days. But when I got my first Mac, because all my files were in Dropbox, I got when everything downloaded and synced up, I had my exact same file structure over here. So that helped with the learning curve because I had everything just copied over, and it was the environment, copied right over into what I was already used to. So, that made the transition to Mac a lot smoother for me. So.
Yeah, Dropbox integrates with Finder or File Explorer. You're not going on the internet to download files. And with that, we'll take Robert as our last comment on this topic. So go ahead, Robert.
Okay. If you are exchanging with friends on the dark side, and you're also exchanging with friends that have different models, older models, you can get thumb drives that have both a USB-A and a USB-C connection. They either have 2 ends and you pull off whichever end you need to plug in, A or C, or they flip around. So that's a nice thing on the thumb drives if you're sharing with files with people, especially if they're in different universes. The second thing is if you're doing backups with Time Machine, it is recommended, Apple recommends you format the drive, and the drive should be approximately 2 to 4 times the size of your internal hard drive on your Mac.
All right. Excellent information. Thank you. All right.
This is Bhuvan from India.
Okay, go ahead. Is this a new topic?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
But it's related to pen drive. The thing is, I was using Windows before, and I had a pen drive in which all my class materials were stored. Now, when I connect it to Mac, it shows only read-only view. I cannot cut or copy anything from there and put it into Mac or add some more things in that drive. So what can I do for this?
This is Herbie.
Yes, Herbie.
You're probably dealing with a format issue. And so what I would do is I would, on the Windows side, copy the files onto your hard drive, the Windows drive itself. And then you'll have to, either on Windows or Mac, reformat the drive into, I think it's FT32. And then on the Windows side, you can recopy the files, and then when you plug it into the Mac, then it should behave as expected.
Okay. So how can I format to that specified thing?
I don't remember how you do it on What I would try to do though is go in the info dialog in the on the Mac to see if actually I don't know to make sure it's not being because you can change permissions and things even on the Mac, but that's a little bit more complicated.
I checked it out.
Okay.
I checked it out there, and there was an option to toggle lock pen drive, and that was switched off. And there was read only, and it was disabled too.
Okay.
So if I wanted to change to read and write.
Yeah, so I wonder, I don't, and I don't remember how to do it on Windows, because what Herbie was saying is you'd have to go onto Windows, copy the files there, and then, well, actually, you could.
You can plug it into the Mac and reformat it.
Yeah, you can plug it into the Mac and reformat. And the way you reformat is with a utility called Disk Utility. It is in the Utilities folder accessed with Command Shift U, or you can just type Disk Utility in Spotlight, and that'll show you your drives there, and you'd be able to format it.
Yeah, so we will get the option of that MTF something herbicide, no? NTFS 32 something he said.
Yeah, well, I think that's the one.
Well, not on the so. If you want it to be compatible with Mac and Windows, FAT32, I thought is what.
Yeah.
He said. I can never remember what. Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
I just checked my drive that I do have formatted that I can use on both Windows, and it said EXFAT.
Okay, exFAT. Okay. So that as well. All right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Next question, please.
Oh, this is Debbie.
Yeah, go ahead, Debbie.
Okay, so can you tell me when you use VoiceOver command plus enter versus VoiceOver command plus, what do you call it, the space bar versus just the enter key?
Okay. Would anyone like to take a stab at that question?
This is Herbie.
Yeah, go ahead, Herbie.
So, primarily, I say, especially as a new Mac user, you're probably going to rely on VO space more than you will enter. Enter will definitely work on things like if something has a default button and that's the button you're going to want to press, you can do enter from anywhere in the screen. You can do also enter, like if you're in a pop-up menu and you want to select something. But so those are some instances where you'll use enter. Also, if you're in a text file, enter will be your new line. And if you want to rename a file, enter is the button that you press to do that. If you're like within the Finder window.
And you also, there's a big one. You use enter in the menus. You don't need to use VO space. I know, and sometimes it's kind of hard to understand conceptually what is a menu, what is not but a VO space is used in a dialogue when you're constantly using VO right and VO left, and there's lots of buttons and it's a complex kind of interface. Enter is used in menus, straight up and down menus, like Hervey said, in a pop-up button, but sometimes he'll use VO space where you can just use enter. I coming from a Windows background, I tried to use where I wasn't constantly pressing screen reader keys down. You do, but I teach with learning as many Mac commands as possible, not just VoiceOver commands, but Mac commands are those that anyone can perform regardless of whether or not they are using VoiceOver. And so, there are definitely places where you cannot use Enter. You can't use it in as many places as you can on Windows, but there are still quite a few on the Mac. And I'd say menus, or like Herbie said, the default button. So selecting something from a menu or the default button in a dialog.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask another question or should I wait?
Let's see if anyone else has a question first, and then we'll come back to you.
Okay.
This is John.
Yeah, go ahead, John.
I have a question related to the previous one, actually.
Sure.
So, when you bring up the context menu on Windows, you do Shift F10, which is a standard Windows command. But I'm wondering why on Mac OS, like VoiceOver users have to do VO Shift M to do.
They don't have to. There's a Mac command. Yep, there is. I forget what it is. It's either Control F2 or Control F3. But all of the VoiceOver commands for getting into menus, because the menu bar is VOM, the shortcut menu is VO Shift M, and they do all have keyboard equivalents, and you can find those by going into System Settings, Keyboard Shortcuts, and I forget which category they're under. There's different categories in there that show all the, I think it's. Yep, so the menu bar is Control F2. Oh, the dock is Control F3. So I'm just kind of pressing keys. But yeah, you can use other Mac commands to get to those places as well. So.
Yeah, will it behave the same when we press like VO, D and Control F3 is same?
As far as I know, I don't see how it would be any different.
Okay.
This is David.
Yeah, go ahead, David.
The VO Shift K that toggles the Option key on and off. Can you just leave that on all the time and it won't interfere in other things, or?
Well, when keyboard help is on, it doesn't really allow the keys to be used for anything.
Let's see. Maybe I didn't say it right. VO Shift K.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, VoiceOver commit. I was off in La La Land. Yeah, so Dave is talking about option commands, which, they used to be called commanders, and Mac keeps changing the terminology. It's the option key commands. Yeah, you can always keep VO Shift K on, definitely.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Mike?
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
How did you find those key commands that you were talking about earlier? I think you said Control F2 and Control F3.
Well, I remember seeing them in System Settings, and then you go into the keyboard category or the keyboard whatever. You could go into System Settings directly, or you could go to your dock and then SY and then VO Shift M on System Settings, type K for keyboard, and then return, and then shortcuts. I do my item chooser to quickly get to shortcuts. I'll do VOI, maybe type in SHO, whatever, return, and then VO space. And then there's categories in keyboard shortcuts. Let me see. And, oh, come on. Okay, why am I stuck in Spotlight? Sorry, I can't multitask, but there are categories. Let's see.
Do you have to be somewhere specific to use that? Do you have to be in System Settings to use VOI?
No, you can do that anywhere.
Because I just did it and it didn't seem to. I put in SHO.
Yeah, I just did that. Okay, so keyboard shortcuts, and then let's see. We have dock shortcuts, display shortcuts, mission control, window management, keyboard shortcuts, input sources. So I would maybe look in dock and mission control.
Keyboard shortcuts.
Yeah, I know. Oh,
So what you need to do is in the keyboard, you go to where it says keyboard shortcuts, and then in there it's going to bring up a list of different categories, and you want the sidebar. And there's a sidebar that also says keyboard shortcut. So there's two different keyboard shortcuts. And then you're going to see, like, you'll VOJ to the thing, and you'll see, like, it'll say, move focus to the menu bar, check box, Control F2.
yep.
Move focus to the dock, Control F3. Control F4 is active window, so on and so forth. So does that make sense? Keyboard shortcuts in the keyboard, and then the sidebar. Go to the sidebar and look for that keyboard shortcuts.
Okay.
Yep.
Because I was just trying with the VOI, and I typed in KEY, and it came up with net something. Network.
Right. Did you actually get to keyboard though because I did my system settings and then I did VO shift down. Yeah, so make sure once you're in keyboard, then I use the item chooser to quickly find shortcuts.
But keyboard shortcuts is not that deep into the thing if you just VO right arrow.
I don't like to VO right arrow. Well, at least I would do VO. I would do my VO Command J to move to the next form control. I don't.
All right, fine, but I'm just saying it's not like buried, is what I'm saying.
It's not buried, no, but yeah. With that, Goose Chase, does anyone have another question?
Well,
Okay,
Debbie
this is-
and I do. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Debbie.
No, there was somebody else.
Oh, there was there. Okay,
It was Michelle.
Yeah,
Michelle. Okay, go
Yes.
ahead.
I am not familiar at all. When you say VO, does that represent voiceover?
It does, which is the caps lock key or control and option. By default, your computer uses both.
Okay. I guess I'm a little hesitant about using the VO at this point. But you had mentioned before that I could still use the regular commands and I could still get everything done the same way, correct?
Okay, so they don't do everything. The regular commands don't. They may not necessarily read you the screen. If you wanted to use your Mac with some vision, you would want to go into system settings and take a look at the accessibility and then read and speak. But VoiceOver, you can use a combination of Mac and VoiceOver commands to do things, but the VoiceOver commands will actually, both will move your cursor to where it needs to be, but if you actually want to know what's on your screen and know, you're going to have to explore with VoiceOver. If you're going to, I know that probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You can use keyboard shortcuts to not have to use the mouse, but you don't necessarily know what's on the screen. It's not being read to you. I hope that answers your question.
I understand what you mean. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
All right, do we want to go back to Debbie or?
Yeah, let's go back to Debbie then.
Okay. Hi. I was playing around with my Mac last night, and I went to VOK and playing around with that, and then I was trying out some of the things I learned from that after turning off VOK. And so I know that if I press VOD, it gets me to, I always forget either one of the D words, desktop or dock. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if I do VO Shift D, gets me to the other D word, the desktop. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So then I made sure that my caps lock key was not locked, and I pressed caps lock D, and it told me something else. It didn't get me to that D word place.
Dock. Okay.
Yeah. And then I tried shift caps lock D, and it didn't get me to the desktop. And I went back and forth several times, and I don't know why it did that. I don't know if I was someplace or that I shouldn't have been, or I made a mistake and changed some setting or what.
Okay, well, yeah, I would have a look at the VoiceOver utility. So, you're using a newer Mac, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if you do, and I don't know if you've changed the behavior of your function keys. So, if you do VO, FN, and F8, that should take you to the VoiceOver utility.
Okay.
Then from there, you would type the letter C for commands, and then VO right arrow to where it says VoiceOver modifier menu, and mine says Control Option or Caps Lock, VoiceOver modifier. But yours might just say caps lock. And so when you're on that pop-up button, you can press the down arrow and go into that menu and see and change it if for some reason if your VoiceOver is only set to using Control and Option. But I'm not sure. Now, the caps lock doesn't necessarily need to be locked for it to use VO commands.
Yeah, I made sure it wasn't locked.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be. It doesn't matter how it is. And you said they were working in keyboard help, though?
Yeah. Let's see. I can't remember now. I'm so mixed up.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My brain is kind of fried because this is so new to me right now, and I'm still trying to learn everything. And oh gosh, I can't remember now if they were working with that. But there are other times when I just pressed the shift caps lock key with D, and it got me to the right place.
Oh, did it? Okay. So sometimes it gets you to the right place, and sometimes it doesn't get you to the right place.
Yeah, and I don't really know why. But yeah, and sometimes I go places that, and I might have mistakenly changed something in settings. I don't know.
Do you have any other accessibility features enabled?
Not that I know of, and I didn't change any of the function things. I don't know. I'm so confused.
Yeah, go ahead, Robert.
Gosh, Debbie, you remind me, it's been a long, long time for me. I started using the Mac in, 2008, something like that. And I remember having days like what you're having now where it seemed like, sometimes the things worked and sometimes they didn't work right. And I would just encourage you to be very patient with yourself, very kind to yourself, and walk away from it when it's kind of gotten overwhelming, and come back to it tomorrow and try again. And I promise you, over time, if your experience is anything like mine, you'll start finding more consistency. It's like learning to do a lot of other things. Play a guitar, water ski, whatever. The more you do it, the more, even though you might not know quite how to repeat all the steps every time, the more you do it, the easier it comes for it to all come together, if that makes any sense at all.
It does. And that's what I did. I mean, that's what I usually do if it gets overwhelming. I just turn everything off and take a break from Mac for a while. And I don't know if this helps anybody else, but I call Apple accessibility quite often, and there's a guy named Shane who loves answering Mac questions, and he knows so much about VoiceOver, and he's super good. And he said, a lot of the other people who answer the phones at Apple Accessibility, they don't like getting Mac calls because they don't know that much. They like getting the iPhone calls, But I call for iPhone too. But anyway, if you ever run into Shane and you have a Mac question, that's really good. I just wish I had his personal number so I could call him all the time.
Oh, well,
Anyway.
I'm sorry. I hope I didn't confuse you more. Oh, go ahead.
It's Mike.
Yeah, I'm finished.
Okay, go ahead, Mike.
Just another little tip that when VoiceOver is acting goofy, use the command F5 to close VoiceOver, wait a few seconds, and hit command F5 again to bring it back. And sometimes resetting VoiceOver will take care of goofiness.
Exactly. Very good tip.
Oh, that sounds good. Thank you.
Yes, I should have thought of that. My brain is, I'm glad other people
you raised
are here
me
to give
from a pup,
suggestions.
Chanelle.
What?
You raised me from a pup, Chanelle.
Huh? No.
Yeah, when it comes to the Mac, you raised me from a pup.
Mm-mm.
You're the one teaching me.
Okay, well, so...
Chanelle won't let me brag, so I have to
Okay.
behave, but false modesty doesn't help.
Okay, let's see if we have another question.
Randy.
Oh, Randy,
Yes.
go ahead.
Yeah, I'm still kind of at early days of using my Mac. I did buy a Mac compatible keyboard. It works with both Windows or Mac, but it is a Mac keyboard. So going on, it was the keyboard question just before that prompted the question is, don't believe this keyboard has an FN key. And my question is, what can I do or cannot do, or what would be more difficult to do because it does not have an FN key?
Cannot function. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh boy.
This is Herbie.
Yeah, go ahead, Herbie.
So you really don't need a function key. You can do pretty much almost everything without it. It just does enable some shortcuts. But the first thing you should do is in the keyboard in Mac, go under the keyboard shortcuts that we had a discussion about earlier. And but what you want is a very different category. And under that keyboard function, and it has to do with the function keys. And what you want to do is make sure that your FN keys are enabled, so that way you're not having to do function 1, function 2, and all that. And
You're not having to hold down the FN key.
Hold down the FN key, which you don't have, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's an option that says use all F1, F2, etc. keys as
Yes,
standard
he wants
function
the function
keys.
keys in the sidebar. Yep.
Randy.
Yeah, go ahead, Randy.
And does that mean I want to enable? Am I
Yes.
enabling those options that you just mentioned?
It's saying the option is use all F1, F2, etc. as standard function keys, and you're checking that box.
Okay, thank you very much.
This is Herbie.
Yeah, go ahead, Herbie.
Might be a good idea, though, to do a keyboard help with VOK and see if you do have a function key and some of your extra keys. If you have like a 6-pack or whatever, like above the arrow keys.
Yes.
Yep, you probably will have one because there are some things you can do with function keys, like adjust screen brightness, things like that, if you need to on the go. So they enable some shortcuts, but it's not necessary. Yep,
This is John.
Yeah, go ahead, John.
Just to verify what Herbie said on mine, I have the older one that goes from Lightning to USB-C, and mine does have the FN key above the arrow keys. But I guess alternatively, this is kind of a question too. Is a workaround like in the menu extras if I go VOMM and then I have like my Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and screen brightness there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is Herbie.
Yeah, go ahead, Herbie.
No, the function key just means you can do some things on the go, but that's why I said that you're not gonna... You can definitely still use the Mac without it. I definitely don't use my function key like 99% of the time. And I function just fine, so...
Yep. Yeah, we turn it off. Oh, go ahead, John.
Oh, this is just an added comment. I just want to thank you guys so much for your tips about configuring the keyboard because I've done a lot of them and they've been very helpful.
Good. Yeah, so many voiceover commands do rely on the function key, and by default, the Mac requires that the FN key be pressed in conjunction with those keys and the VO keys to do those. So when we make sure function keys are used as all standard, whatever you check that box, then we can just use the function keys normally without having to hold down the FN key. So that's one of those things we fix right away or tell people to. All right. Who would like to ask the next question?
This is John.
Yeah, go ahead, John.
So I kind of came across this more on iOS, but I imagine it'll also play on macOS. So when I was in the Notes app on my iPhone, I had a Bluetooth keyboard and I did Command K, and then I noticed that, I can take something like, let's say I did johnnickdow@hotmail.com and I can make it an active link. Does that work the same way on macOS as well?
It does, yeah. I've used it more so in like TextEdit or Mail. I think it's where you can write something and then it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can you expand on that, please?
All right. So what I do when I'm creating, like if I want, let's say I want to say, go to iBug Today, and I don't want people to see https://ibugtoday.org. So I will copy the iBug Today URL from somewhere. Then I'll go into my text and I'll write, go to iBug Today. And I'll highlight the words iBug Today. Then I'll do Command K to turn that into a link. When I do Command K, I can paste in the URL that I copied from elsewhere. So then people don't see that, and I just see go to iBug Today, and it's a clickable link.
Okay, that's cool. Thank you.
Yeah. And that works in TextEdit, Mail, other places.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
This is Debbie again.
Yeah,
I have
go
a
ahead,
real
Debbie.
short question this time.
Sure.
There's some kind of a voiceover command that goes VOM. Then that's to get to the, what's it called? Starts with an M. The menu section or something.
Menu bar?
At the top. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then there's something called VOMM. Now, is it M like Mary, M like Mary, or is it M like Mary, N like Nathaniel?
It is M like Mary, and you're pressing it twice.
Yeah, I can't get that to work. Is there a secret to this, or is there a little trick? Is it V? You hold down the VO keys and you press M, and while you're still holding down those VO keys, you press M a second time?
Yeah, so I hold down my VO keys and then I press M twice. So I'm holding down my caps lock key and then I press the M. I type M twice.
Okay, that's another thing that doesn't work on my computer. I don't know. I'll have to play around some more. Thank you.
No problem.
This is Robert.
Yeah, go ahead, Robert.
The first time you press it, you should hear menu bar, and then when you press M again, you should hear status menu. That's how you'll know that you've switched to a different menu.
Okay. We'll listen for those.
Yeah, this is Bhuvan.
Go ahead, Bhuvan.
Can we get any way to trigger the caps lock key when we are pressing the caps lock key twice or thrice? Because when we press VO shift, when we keep on pressing VO, I use caps lock for that purpose. So the caps lock will turn on and turn off time to time when we navigate the Mac quicker.
And you want to prevent it from doing that.
Yes. So
okay. That is a good question because I've had the same behavior. Yeah, you might be trying to do voiceover commands and you hit the caps lock twice. Mine is just because I have fidgety fingers, I think, but I I don't think there's a way to just tell your Mac you only want to use caps lock for voiceover.
This is Herbie.
Yeah, go ahead, Herbie.
So you're talking about with the caps lock key, it thinks it should be in caps lock mode?
Yeah, it will just cycle through on and off and on and off.
So I don't think it's anything you're doing. I think it's a voiceover problem. Based on the fact that I've used the Mac for several years and it was not till the previous Mac OS that this behavior started showing itself and I'd not changed the way I did things. I did try asking Apple Accessibility about this issue at the time, and they were less than helpful, gave me erroneous instructions on how to send them a screenshot of the issue, so good luck there. And maybe somebody has more patience with that type of thing than I do. I don't. But, it's an annoying issue, so, but it's nothing it's a voiceover bug, not a thing you're doing wrong.
This is Robert.
Yeah, go ahead, Robert.
Just experimenting with it while you all were talking, and at least for me on my keyboard, it's all about how quickly you tap the caps lock key. If you tap it really fast, twice, beep, beep, click, click, that's when it will toggle between caps lock on and caps lock off.
I know that I don't do that, so.
So you have to, okay, well, if you're not doing that, then yeah, it is a bug. But if you do get in the habit of making sure you don't tap it really fast, that should at least help prevent it going into caps lock mode most of the time, except when you encounter the Herbie bug.
No, so this is Herbie.
Yep, go ahead, Herbie.
Yeah, it's something that started occurring with the previous, right away when I installed whatever the OS was before this one. So what was Catalina the one before this one? But anyway, and I had not changed the way I handled caps lock or anything like that. So it's registering the caps lock key in a different way than how it used to. And so
I have not experienced that bug. So it's interesting. Like, it sounds like it happens to some people, but maybe not to others.
This is John.
Go ahead, John.
Oh, wait, so I had related questions to this. So that key repeat, does that only apply to letters or does that apply to modifiers as well?
I'm sure that applies to anything.
And then I had another part to that too, that if do people find that a nuisance, can you also set like a key delay on the caps lock so that it doesn't treat it as a repeat, it'll just treat it as a single press?
That's an option. But I don't know if you can do it for a specific key.
Yeah.
I think mine is I do accidentally press twice because I just get, I'm not sure what I'm doing or wanting to do, and I get fidgety and, but yeah, Herbie sounds more like a bug. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, this is Herbie.
Yeah.
But Chanelle, let me ask you this. Did you notice the behavior in older Mac OSs?
I don't know. I think sometimes I just...
Because that would tell you right there, if you've not changed the way you do things, and you did not used to experience the bug...
I don't know, because I use my Numpad a lot for everything that I can use it for. There's some things you don't, but I don't know.
I think
have a look at what?
Yeah, it really could be more of a bug, not a user error. That's all.
Maybe. Yeah, the thing is, I don't accidentally do it. Mostly, I use my VoiceOver quickly to navigate. So in that process, it will toggle and toggle.
So yours sounds like more of a bug then. That's annoying. Yeah, try taking a look at the key repeat then, and see if, it's in the keyboard section of system settings. Again, we seem to be coming to that area a lot tonight. And try...
So what is the ideal? I didn't change anything there.
Yeah, I don't either. Let's see. What is mine set at? And mine is not going to keyboard. Okay. There we go. 60%. Okay, so there's a key repeat rate. Mine is at 71.4%. You could try lowering the value. And then there's a delay until repeat. And you could try increasing the delay. I don't know.
Yeah, should we do both the things together or should we experiment one at a time?
Maybe one at a time. I really haven't played around with that much.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Chanelle, this is Gigi.
Yeah, go ahead, Gigi.
Okay, I had a question. Speaking of your Apple, is it the Apple extended keyboard where you've got?
It is.
I wanted to ask you about your Numpad because you say you use it a lot, and can you tell people what all you use it for?
Okay, so I use it for things like instead of pressing VO right arrow, for instance, I can do Numpad 6. VO left arrow is Numpad 4. VO space is Numpad 5. Interacting, Numpad 9. To stop interacting, and Numpad 7. I use like pressing 0 and 5 to go to the next heading, and 0-4 for previous heading. The 1 and 2 keys are for links. The 7 and 8 are for next and form controls. I've added a few of there's some other key commands I don't use, like there's one to get to the dock and the menu bar and the desktop, but you can essentially customize the Numpad to do anything you want it to do. But I love not having to constantly hold down keys, and so it makes that easier for me.
This is Gigi.
Yeah, go ahead, Gigi.
Okay, like how, like I thought, like for example, and I don't know which numbers do what, but I thought like some of them like read a word and some of them read a sentence, and
you can do that. And the thing is, you have to turn the Numpad commands on first. So you have to press the VO key and then Numpad clear. I think it's the clear, which is right above the number 7.
And then how do you know like which ones do which? Or
well, there's keyboard help, there's VoiceOver commands help, there's going into the VoiceOver utility and then commands and looking at.
Go ahead.
Looking at things. So I just, my main thing was you turn on Numpad commands, and once they're on, then you press VOHH to go into keyboard command, the commands help, and then arrow down to Numpad, and you can see all the Numpad commands listed there. That's how I learned it.
Okay, because it does sounds like it would be a lot easier.
For me, it is. Because I didn't, as a JAWS user, Windows user, I never, you hold down the JAWS key some, but with the Mac, you're holding down VoiceOver a lot more than you would, and so that's why I also teach a lot of just straight keyboard commands rather than VoiceOver commands wherever you can use them. Sometimes, so that you're not always holding down keys. Sometimes you have to use VO left and VO right and good old plain VoiceOver navigation, but I like to use keyboard navigation as well.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. This is Michelle.
Yeah, go ahead, Michelle.
I have a question. It's not related to VO. Mm-hmm. However, I'm using Pages. I have a document. For example, it may be an older document. I tried to copy and paste today. I went in to copy and paste the older document to make a new document. I went to edit the document. However, as I was trying to edit today, the edit was not changing. It like fluttered away from the from the pages. And then once it settled down and I went out of pages, came back in, I had someone to try to edit my information and pages would not open up for them what I sent them. So what could possibly be the malfunction that's going on with pages?
Okay, so I don't quite understand what you mean by Flutter. So was the just, um, were you using VoiceOver with pages?
No, that's what I say. I was not using VO.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Oh, you did say that in the beginning. Yeah, so we do everything with VoiceOver. I don't, if, I don't know, did you try to export it as some other format before sending it to them, or?
I didn't, and this is something that's just happened recently. I didn't have this problem prior to the update. So anytime I would send anything through Pages before, I wouldn't have this problem. And then after the update, when it came to editing and putting in, copy and pasting different words or what have you, then it was so weird because they were like flutter,
This is Herbie.
disappear.
Yeah, go ahead,
Yes.
Herbie.
One thing you could, what I would try to do is when copying and pasting is do the option where it copies and pastes the exact style, which is different than just a regular copy and paste, and see if that makes a difference. But yeah, otherwise, that would be an Apple support question.
Okay.
Because I don't have a VoiceOver equivalent for what you're experiencing, but my guess is it could be a styles issue where the copying and pasting needs to be exact. So that's what I would do is when you're pasting in the edit bar, there should be an option that says paste, exact style.
Paste and match style.
And match style. So I would give that a try myself.
Which I believe is Command Option Shift V as well would do that.
Okay.
It's not something I use often, so I don't remember.
No.
But it's one of those I can look up the command, but I don't know it offhand. But that's what I would try myself. So
okay, thank you both.
Mm-hmm. All right, next question.
Well, this is Herbie.
Hello, it's Jeremiah.
Yeah, Jeremiah, I'm
go
sorry. We don't do raised hands, so just so you know. But go ahead with your question, please.
I tried everything else to get a chance to speak, so let me try to raise hand 3 times.
You did not unmute, my friend. That's what you have to do, like you just did. So anyway,
what do I do? What I do?
Star 6,
I hit
like you
star
just did.
6.
Yeah,
I hit star 6. I did the same thing for 5 times, maybe 6 times. So what do I need to do? I hit star 6, and finally I got to talk.
I don't know.
This is why I don't get on sometimes. I don't never seem to be able to do this
I'll
right.
just say, once you learn how to use the Mac, you can learn how to use Zoom on the Mac, and you'll have a much better experience. But anyway, let's get to your
I'm
question.
calling because I don't know how to do the Mac at all. I want to know. I'm a newbie at it. And that's what I want to hear. So somebody tell me, how do I start? I'm a newbie at it.
So, so basically what you would do to install Zoom on the Mac is you would go to the website.
I think he wants to know just how to use the Mac, period, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You got it.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
How to get started learning the Mac.
Yes, that's it.
So
You
the
got it.
first thing, have you tried turning on VoiceOver? If you press the Command key, which is to the left of the space bar, or to the right, it's the first key to the left, and then the F5 key, which if you go to the top, well, actually, you can do Command F5, or if it's easier, you can hold in Command. Well, do you have a Mac? No, you said you had a Mac Mini, right?
It's old too. It's about 10 years old because I didn't want to take a chance and pay some and then I don't like it. Don't do it. So it's about 10 years old. Mac Mini.
Okay, so it's a Mac Mini, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you're going to want to hold on the command key, like I said, and then look for find the F5 key. And the F5 key is 5 keys to the right of escape. And you'll press those down, and your Mac, if you've never turned VoiceOver on before, it'll say, welcome to VoiceOver. If you want to learn to use VoiceOver, press the V key. Or maybe I've got that backwards. It'll tell you what to do if you've never used VoiceOver before. And it's probably a good idea to go through the VoiceOver tutorial, so it'll kind of get you started in learning the basics. The VoiceOver key is Control and Option, which are the second and third keys to the left of the space bar, or the caps lock key. And you'll get started. You can kind of learn to get to know your keyboard by pressing the VoiceOver key, VO, and the letter K as in keyboard. And when you do that, you can press keys on your keyboard to find out what they are. And so there's a few things now. If you're able to get on the web using your iPhone, there's some excellent resources on a website called Applevis. Applevis.com has a lot of great getting started with your Mac guides.
Can you spell that? Apple who?
APPLEVIS.
Yeah, yes. Thank you. I'm supposed to be getting hearing aids maybe tomorrow.
And there's also the iBug Today YouTube channel, and that has the class, the Mac training class lessons on there. So you can go back to the first one, which is called VoiceOver Basics Part 1, and start from there on the iBug Today channel.
Perfect. So I get on YouTube and I go ibug.com.
iBug Today.
Okay, iBug Today.
Search for iBug Today on YouTube.
You're very good. Thank you for giving me.
And there should be, I think it's called Mac Training. If you go to playlists, and then it's called Mac Training Course or something like that.
That's what I would like to learn, how to get on the web with the Mac.
Okay.
The web
yeah,
but
you do have an iPhone though, correct? And
yes, ma'am.
Okay,
yes,
so you can use your iPhone to kind of get access to some of these resources. And, and as Robert said, it's learning something new it can be a challenge, and you just want to take it a little bit at a time and don't get too discouraged. It'll come. There's learning is so many stages. I mean, I'm learning. I always learn new things as I teach this class twice a year, and as I have to use my Mac for different things. So learning is a continuous process, and it'll take time, but I'm sure you can do it.
Thank you very much. My wife sits back and prays every time there's a Zoom, because I hardly never be able to get on. So I know it's got to be me. I press the star, I press the 6, and I can mute before everything starts. And then when it goes on, I don't never see the whole thing done. And then I'm like, okay, I didn't get unmuted. So I'm done.
Well,
I'm
you
happy
could
this
also.
time I got unmuted.
Yep, you got it. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Everyone else too, Herbie. Everyone else. Thank you.
All right. Who wants to ask our next question?
Michelle.
Yes, go ahead, Michelle.
One quick one. So on YouTube, I think Herbie mentioned something about learning how to do Zoom and using the VoiceOver, and that's easier once you. Is it?
Well, this is Herbie.
Yeah, go ahead, Herbie.
Right now, well, if you're using Zoom right now, so I'm a little bit confused.
But she's probably not using VoiceOver.
I'm not using VO. Mm-mm.
I think I would probably start with learning the basics of VoiceOver before learning how to use Zoom with VoiceOver. Zoom has a lot of keyboard commands, so that does make it VoiceOver friendly. So you're able to use commands like Command Shift A to mute and unmute, Command U if you want to view your participants list, because those are Zoom keyboard commands. Those are not VoiceOver commands. In Jeremiah's case, because he was using the phone, that's why I was saying, because the phone itself has limitations, like when you're calling in, like if keys don't register with a *6 or whatever, that can be a problem. But in your case, I don't know if using Zoom with VoiceOver would be a help or not. Probably not at this point if you're not used to VoiceOver. So, but if you take the Mac class, then you'll learn more how to use VoiceOver, and then you'll be able to know how to make use of third-party apps. So,
okay, thank
this
you,
is Jeremiah. Can I ask
Jeremiah.
a question?
Sure.
Mr. Herbie, he brought up something good for me to think about. When he said, on the phone and that you're using, and that I wish I knew how to do more. I want to learn how to use my Mac to, get on it and do the Zoom instead of on my phone. So learning this tutorial, eventually, I guess, I'll learn how to get on the Mac and be able to know the keys to do it on the Zoom on a computer. That's what I want to be able to do.
Right, and you can also, so there is a Zoom app for your iPhone as well. So you don't have to call in even on your iPhone. You could use the Zoom app. But yeah, it's first you kind of learn enough of VoiceOver to get started, and then eventually you can learn Zoom.
Excuse me, can you explain the Zoom app?
Yeah,
you download that at the App Store?
You can on the iPhone.
Or Android.
And what makes it different?
Well,
what makes it different than doing what I'm doing?
It's not actually calling in. You're not dialing numbers.
So this is Herbie.
Yeah, go ahead, Herbie.
So the actual app uses the Zoom service rather than the phone. So instead of touch tones trying to control a limited phone system, you have a lot more fuller access to Zoom. So some things you'll notice right off the bat are like better audio quality. So, for instance,
Thank you.
If you're low vision or sighted or whatever, you also have the option of video and stuff like that. So just better control over the whole Zoom, a better Zoom experience than what you get by just calling in.
Thank you. That's a big plus for me. Whenever you're going to be next month, is when we have this again?
Yep.
Yeah, so Mac
by next month, I want you guys to look and see that I made an improvement. I'm really going to work hard at this now, since what you guys told me.
All right.
Next month. Thank you.
Robert?
Yes, go ahead, Robert.
Okay, I'm going to ask a question, but before I'll comment on that, if you're using the phone for Zoom and you have to call in, it's *6 to mute and unmute. *9 raises and lowers the hand as a toggle. And I believe that there is a series of short videos on hadleyhelps.org that talks about an introduction to using Zoom for the visually impaired and blind. And it's
excellent.
So that would be a resource for him to go. And I believe it goes over not only the app, but also how to use the phone just by dialing in. They cover all the different ways you can go in the different short videos. That's hadleyhelps.org.
Okay.
Is he saying family? F-A-M, family?
No.
Hadley, Hadley.
Oh, Hadley, like Hadley the school?
Yeah, hadleyhelps.org. Yes.
Yep, Hadley the school.
Yep,
Yes.
so Hadley, HADLEYHELPS.org.
Right.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I don't hear good.
Yeah, I understand that. That's fine. You're fine. Okay.
Thank
so
you.
that's Hadley, HADLEYHELPS.org. HadleyHelps.org.
Thank you. That's why I'm sorry. That's why I asked to be spelling things to me.
That's
Until I get some
okay.
hearing aids, so I'll have me.
We all need that. That's all right.
Yeah. Now I have a question.
Thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. And everybody here can tell me it's out in left field, but I have two Macs. I have the new Mac, which I'm using now, and I've got an old one, which is got an Intel chip in it. I want to, it's not going to be supported by Apple anymore. And I want to change it to a Unix system. So I want to know if anybody has some resources for, can you change an old Intel-based Mac to a Unix or a Linux configuration? And are there screen readers for such Linux applications? Because I'd like to be working with a group of high school students who are learning the Linux operating system.
This is Herbie.
Yes, Herbie.
Yes, I have heard of people using Linux on the Mac. Through the Mac, your Intel Mac will have a thing called Boot Camp, and you can install Linux on that. You will have to partition your drive, so you'll allocate some space for Linux and some space for your actual Mac operating system. And so yes, it can definitely be done. I couldn't tell you about, like, say, if you wanted to completely erase the Mac off that system or anything like that, then you'll need to find some technical cool nerds for that. But I do know as a general rule that people have successfully ran Linux as part of Boot Camp on their Macs.
Okay, and are you aware of any screen readers that work in the Linux system?
I've heard of one. Oh, sorry.
Well, I mean, I was just going to say, since the people that I know are blind, then I would imagine so. But Chanelle,
I think I've heard of a screen reader called Orca. I definitely know there is a screen reader for Linux. There might even be a couple of them, but the word Orca comes to mind, so I don't know much about it. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, thank you. You've both given me several places where I can go and dive into the cyber wormhole and find some answers. So thank you very much.
Happy diving.
And this is Herbie.
Yeah. Go ahead, Herbie.
You'll probably find people on the various Mac lists, like Mac Visionaries or whatever, that can give you a lot more details.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. Okay. Any more questions? We have about 10 minutes.
Well, this is Herbie.
Sorry. I just had one short comment for a guy who's talking about Linux.
Sure, and you are?
Well,
this is Debbie.
Herbie.
Sorry.
Is this,
but I think,
before we get too much in the weeds, is it using the Mac in relation to, because I don't want us to get into the weeds of actually talking about Linux itself.
I was just going to suggest a screen reader, NVDA.
So this is Herbie. Can we not go any further on that, because this is my advice is, it was okay to answer the question, I think, about how to run Linux on a Mac, but the Linux operating system itself really, I think, is out of bounds for this call. I'm sorry. That's just what I think as a sub-host here.
All right. And yeah, NVDA is only designed for Windows. So anyway, let's go ahead and, I believe you had a question.
Well, I had a comment, actually, of something cool.
Okay.
So, for those of you, you might know of an iPhone/Android app called Dice World, and they've recently come out, the same developers have come up with a new app called Card World. And I discovered that it actually, when I downloaded it on my phone, they included a copy on my Mac in the apps folder. So I got curious, and I thought I'd try it out on the Mac side just to see what I think. And I actually think I like it better than the phone a little bit, because using keyboard commands, it's a little bit quicker to get to, like, the bottom of the screen to go to next game and stuff like that. It's very easy to find the draw pile, things like that. This is not a full demo, but if you have played Card World on the phone, and it might be worth trying out on your Mac as well. You can sign into the same account, or you can create a different one, I guess. Maybe you could play against yourself if you want to on both devices. It definitely works better than Dice World does on the Mac, in my opinion. The one flaw is like it'll take you to the next game, but if that person's actually invited you to a game, you have to go back to the main list and then find that game and then find the invite and accept button or decline and accept button. But so I just a little bit. If you want to play a game on your Mac and something that can integrate with your iPhone, then the Card World I think is pretty cool. So that's all I've got.
All right, thank you. Do we have any other questions, comments, favorite Mac apps, not so favorite Mac apps, anything for the last few minutes?
This is Jeremiah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead, Jeremiah.
My question is, as
I had a crowd
person
before.
with only light vision, I used to love to play games. How do I learn how to play games on my Mac?
All right. Well, the best way to learn how to play games is to kind of get to know VoiceOver, and there aren't as many accessible apps. There aren't as many accessible apps for the iPhone. I mean, for the Mac, any games. But some of us are finding that on newer Macs, well, it won't work if yours is an older one, but on newer Macs do support iPad apps, and you can download them and play them. And so many of us have tried iPhone games. There are platforms people use that work on both Mac and Windows, like one called Quentin Sees, one called RS Game Room, where people can play games against each other. But honestly, I play kind of a lot of individual card games and things, and like Sudoku, and I tend to do some of those on Windows because I haven't found. But there is, let's say, on the Mac. I don't know if anybody has heard of Wordle, but you can play that in any browser, and I do that on my Mac. So,
Excuse me, can you play those games on my iPhone too?
yes. So you're going to have more games available for VoiceOver and the iPhone than you are going to have for the Mac.
Okay.
Yep.
Thanks for the honest answer.
You're welcome.
This is John with a related question.
Yeah. Oh, I think I heard Eli.
Oh, sorry. You can go
Did
first.
Yeah, go ahead, Eli.
Okay, so how can I screen record on my Mac using Zoom?
Do a screen recording on your Mac using Zooms.
So that is possible because then you can record voiceover. I'm not sure how it's done.
All right. So I would share when you would on Zoom, you would start a meeting. Even if you have a free account, you can start a meeting and then
40 minutes.
What?
You get 40 minutes with a free account of 40 minutes.
Right. Yeah. You can't get, but you'd start a meeting and then you would do Command Shift S to start the share. And then there's a bunch of different options that you can choose from, whether you want to share your whole screen, just share part of it or an app, or if you only want to share sound only. But the key thing is you want to make sure to choose share sound, and then you should be good to go.
So it's Command Shift S.
Yeah, Command Shift S will bring up the screen for you to choose share options.
All right, thank you.
I hope I got that.
Yes, Command Shift S.
Yeah, no, I just hope I was answering the question.
Right.
So, yeah.
Didn't somebody else have a question?
Oh, John did. That's right. Go ahead, John.
Actually, just cycling back to what he was asking, I thought he was asking about screen recording.
Right.
So, like, if he wanted to do, let's say, record a demo of something.
I kind of interpreted that as the same thing, because that's like how you could, because then you could, if you'd start the recording in Zoom. I kind of forgot to mention that step. So you would, go ahead, Herbie.
There is a way to do screen sharing using QuickTime, screen recording. And I forget the commands, and I want to say when I tried it a long time ago, I lost audio when actually doing it, but if it's been a long time, and I could have been, I didn't know what I was doing then because I was new to the Mac. But there is a way to do a screen recording with using QuickTime as well. It's in the menu. It's in the menu within QuickTime, and I forget, there's like a recording menu, I want to say. So, there is a way to do it within QuickTime as well.
Yep.
Mike?
All right. What?
And Mike?
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
I just wanted to add to that I take guitar lessons, and sometimes I have to record videos and upload them to Facebook. And what I've done is I've gone into Zoom. I've started a Zoom session, like you said, and then I found the record, and I just recorded myself using Zoom because I haven't looked for another way of recording. So I'm not sure whether the gentleman was asking about recording himself talking, video, whatever, or the screen share. But either way, you can do it through Zoom.
This is Herbie.
Yes, Herbie.
So a couple of things I just want to mention real quick, and then I know we got to run. First of all, you do have voice memos in your apps folder if you're just recording audio. And you'll find that'll definitely make a better quality recording than Zoom unless you have your original sound on. Even then.
Yeah. I have to do video.
So now if you're doing video, well, first of all, hopefully you're not like me and your screen won't break when it sees you. But second of all, QuickTime will allow you to record video. And again, the advantage with that over Zoom for your situation, Michael, is it'll use the full range of your mic, not just limit you to what Zoom wants to filter out. So that's something to consider. But yes, you can do video recording within the QuickTime player.
Is that already on my Mac? I haven't looked at it.
Yes, that
okay,
is.
Thank you.
And I forget where it's. If you get stuck, let me know. But you'll find it if you explore the menus, the option to record video.
Okay, I'll take a peek at that. Thanks.
All right.
And sorry, this is Herbie. One other thing, and I'll get to you, Eli. Recording video is different than recording the screen because the screen is showing what is on the computer, but if you're just recording video, it's showing like what your camera picks up. So I wanted to clarify that point as well. Okay, go ahead, Eli.
Okay, so if you use QuickTime, does it also record voiceover? I heard it doesn't record voiceover, just video only, right? With QuickTime.
I'm not quite sure I understood.
If you do screen recording with QuickTime, I heard it does not record voiceover. It only records video, and you have to do some extra configuration to record audio as well. I mean voiceover system audio.
Okay, so is there extra configuration for recording voiceover when you're doing QuickTime, Herbie?
It's been a long time. I'd have to play with it. I want to say no because it's supposed to be part of the screen share. But like I said,
it's from what I know, QuickTime, if you do a screen recording, it only records the video, but not voiceover does not get recorded unless you use a third-party resource or source like Black Hole, and where you can route audio to the recorder if you use QuickTime. But Zoom allows you to do screen recording, including voiceover and system audio, which is why I read an article where they recommended us using Zoom for blind people to do a screen recording on the Mac.
This
Well,
is
I do know
fun.
this much. Like,
sorry.
QuickTime can definitely, like, for instance, if you tell it to capture the screen of the iPhone, the only thing you do have to do is make sure the volume level is set so that you'll hear the output. But all right, go ahead, John.
Yeah, John, and then we've got to end. So go
Oh
ahead, John.
no! So on this related topic, like I know on iOS you can go in the control center and do screen record, and there's an on-off toggle for the microphone. So I'm wondering if by extension for a Mac OS, when you do the keyboard command to do a screen recording, wouldn't it capture VoiceOver since it captures it on iOS as well?
I would think so.
Probably. All right. Well, for those of you who are interested in learning, investigate and let us know. And with that, we will see you next month for Mac and Talk May 26th, or you can join Herbie, actually, I forgot to mention, next Tuesday for the Mac Buzz from 5 to 6 p.m. And with that, we will
Excuse me, what's that called? Mac what?
Mac
I'm
Buzz.
sorry, this is Jeremy. Oh, Buzz, okay.
And that's
All
the
right,
first
thank you all.
and
See you all next month. Take care.
Yep.
Bye.
First and third Tuesdays of the month from 5 to 6 p.m. All right.
What happens? What happens?
That's
What is
another
Buzz?
Mac call. It's run by Herbie, another Mac Buzz call run by Herbie.
Okay, great.
All right.
Great.
Thank you.
First and third.
Yep.
I got you. Thank you. First and third.
Bye.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone. Bye.